So I wanted to do a quick demo of the enhancement framework, and I thought we'd start out with a very simple enhancement, a source code plugin, implicitly a source code plugin. So let's start with a really small program here. We call it ZEF for Enhancement Framework Demo, and basically all it is a perform of this form which writes this to the screen. So if we were to test this, you can see that it's writing it to the screen. What I want to do now is show you how to use the editor to add an implicit source code plugin. So let's go ahead and do that. And the way you do that is this squiggly circle here. When you turn that on, that puts the editor into the enhancement framework mode. And then if you remember from the presentation, we can say show all the implicit enhancements. And you can see now these double-lined, double-quoted lines that are at the beginning, at the end of a processing block. And if you remember from the presentation, they will always be at the beginning of the end of processing blocks, like methods, forms, at the beginning of an include. Here, let's go ahead and put it after our write. Let's add an implicit enhancement point by saying create, and we'll say we want to do a source code plugin. Let's give it the name of our program underscore imp for implementation, and we'll say source. Okay, so you see it added an enhancement spot or point for us to put our code implicitly. So let's go ahead and add another write statement here. Okay, let's activate that. And now, when we run it, you can see there was the original write that was from our program, and this is the enhancement writing this. So that pretty much is the basics of creating an implementation of a implicit source code plugin. But I also wanted to take a few minutes to talk about the switch framework and how we could, using a switch, turn this off or on. So let's take a quick look at this enhancement. And under the technical, under properties, I believe it is. Yes, you'll see it's tied to this package, ZSF for Switch Framework Demo. So there's already a package that this particular enhancement is tied to. So let's go ahead and create a switch using the transaction SFW1, and we'll go ahead and create a switch here. We'll call it the, let's see, ZSWF. SW, and we'll say it's a. Okay, so I'm going to double click on that, and let's go ahead and tie this switch to our demo package that we know our implementation already is tied to. And let's see, there it is. Okay. Okay, let's go ahead and activate this. Let's just come back in and make sure the activation took. So if we go back and try and find our switch now, there's our switch, and if we go over to the right, you'll see that our switch is active. Sorry about that. And it is tied to this package. So this switch will control any objects that are tied to this package, which our implementation is. Okay, so now let's go ahead and put this switch in something called a business function. So that's SFW2, and we will create a new business function, and we'll call it the ZSFW Demo BF, and this will be our demo business function. And let's go ahead and pick enterprise business functions. This is so we can find it later to turn it off or on. Let's go ahead and double click on that, and you can see that there's a place for us to put our switch in that we defined earlier. So let's go ahead and see if we can't find our switch. I must have spelled it wrong here. Let's see. Oh, there it is. Oh, and I'm supposed to have specified this type, and we'll say it's an activation switch. Okay, so let's go ahead and save this. And let's activate it. And then let's come back in to make sure this business function has been activated. SFW2 again. We'll scroll down to the bottom. And there's our business function, and there it is tied to our switch, and it is active. Okay, so now if we go to SFW5, I think we added ours to enterprise business functions. We should find, oh, there it is. There's our demo switch, and you can see that it's turned off right now. So if we were to go back to our program, even though it has the enhancement in it, when we execute it, you'll see now you don't see any longer the enhancement write statement happening. You just see the original write statement that was in the program. So let's toggle back over to here, and let's set the plan switch on, save it, activate the changes. This will be turning our switch on, and let's come back in real quick. SFW5, just to verify that our switch got turned on. You can see it's on now. Let's toggle back over to our program, and now when we execute it, you'll see that it's back on again. So that was a simple demonstration of how to add an implicit enhancement point, as well as define a switch and turn it off and on to control an enhancement point. So thanks very much. Please visit our website. You can see our company overview there. You can sign up for our blog, find out more about our mentoring programs, and especially sign up for our newsletter where I'm constantly putting relevant SAP technical material and answering questions. And also, please visit us on Facebook. Actually, if you visit us on Facebook and like us, I will send you a copy of that video as well as the presentation materials. Thanks very much.